Hey there, this is Mr. Kaufman from High Five History with an instructional video on how to storyboard in the classroom. And so how to use the technique of storyboarding, right, to help your students or to help yourself organize ideas for a movie, for a cartoon, or any other play or visual performance. So again, this is storyboarding. Now, storyboarding is a visual graphic organizer. And what it does is it plans and organizes my ideas. So similar to any other graphic organizer that you do for writing or any other storytelling, this is a type that's used, but instead of having words and ideas that you might have in a different type of graphic organizer, this is using pictures. So for those of you artists out there, people that love to draw, right, there are professional storyboarders, right, people who storyboard the different scenes of a movie, people that storyboard right, different scenes of a play, what the background looks like, what the characters are doing, different shots for the director, so the director can help visualize his or her movie before it actually comes to life. Now, why do we do it? Again, to organize our ideas. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to set up your frames. Right? So I'm not a great artist, as you're going to see in just a few minutes, but I did take my time to make my frames right, more or less right, neat and organized. Is each one the same exact size? No, but they're close enough, right? I always like to use right a ruler, right, when I can use a ruler. Again, just to do my best to make things as neat as possible. Mostly because, again, naturally, my handwriting is not great. So, in this case, when you're doing storyboarding for the classroom, and this one is a content storyboarding, meaning you're going to tell the story from social studies, right, using history, you definitely have to have your information first, right? So your notes, your resources, a book, or whatever it is that you've done to research and get the information, you want to have that already done. You don't want to have to think about the those types of details, while you're coming up with the creative side of it. Right? You want to just be able to focus on the story, including the details right from the notes, as opposed to thinking about what information you have to include. So in this example, right, I'm using the feudalism cartoon story that we're doing. We're going to show out the different levels of feudalism. And so I'm going to start off here with my setting in my first frame, right? Just like a story, I want to give my setting. In this case, it's a feudal manor, right? Or a small castle where the local lord would live, right? And we'll throw a little river running through it. And we'll have some cottages and so forth, right? And maybe I'll even put in a date up here. Okay, so that's my first scene, again, setting my setting. I'm not getting into maybe introducing some of my characters. I'm going to start off, and I think this cartoon is going to be from the point of view of a serf. So I'm going to start off by introducing my main character, the serf. Okay, I'm not looking here for great drawings. Obviously, if you are a more talented artist than I, which is probably just about all of you, this rough draft's going to look a bit better. But again, it's just about organizing your ideas. You don't have to worry about, nor should you worry about how good this part looks. Right, and I'm going to have him kind of sweating. Let's see, there we go. Looks like hair, but sweating out there because he's out there working all day, and maybe I'd have them the rows of food. So maybe I want to put that this particular serf is working in the fields. All right, I'm going to continue on with my story. Our serf here. And it's going to interact with the local lord. In this case, maybe a knight. There's my serf. And so your story is going to continue and wrap up till you get to the very end. In this case, right, surf, just to make it full circle, it's going to be back, sweating, right, in the fields. Right. Another year in the dark ages. All right. So just a quick recap here. Again, your storyboarding for the classroom is just used for you to visually organize a movie, a cartoon, a play, or any other visual storytelling. In this case, it's connected to social studies, academics, so you would have your notes and your information embedded into your storyboarding. This is a place where you're going to take your notes from your notebook and from your research and putting it in to make sure that you include all the important information. This example being what life would have been like under feudalism. Notice in my storyboarding, I took my time to make my neat frames. However, my drawings were pretty rough. Again, my drawing skills are not that good, so my drawing might be rougher than what yours looks like. In the beginning, I drew a little more better characters, and then by the end, I was just drawing stick figures. Because again, this is just an organization for my idea, not a final product. So you don't want to spend too much time making it look good. You really want to focus in on the ideas. All right, that's it. I'm Mr. Crawford from High Five History and storyboarding and how to storyboard for academic reasons in the classroom.